Frida Sundemo is a name that's been quietly resonating through the music world for years. Known for her dreamy cinematic pop sound and her ethereal voice, she's captured the hearts of fans who crave music that feels like it belongs in both your headphones and the soundtrack of a major motion picture. But away from the stage lights and recording studios, there's a different side to Frida, one that isn't always visible to the public eye. These rare photos open a door into that world, showing moments of her life you've probably never seen before. One of the most striking things about this collection is how natural and unposed the images feel. In one photo, Frida is sitting at a small table by a window, wrapped in a cozy sweater, sipping tea while reading a notebook filled with handwritten lyrics. The light outside is soft and gray, and the whole scene feels like the start of a creative day. Another shows her laughing with friends at a quiet outdoor gathering, a string of fairy lights twinkling above them. Some photos date back to her earliest days as a musician. There's one of her in a small practice room, guitar on her lap, wearing headphones and singing into a simple microphone. Another captures her performing at a tiny venue, hair tied back, eyes closed, completely lost in the music. You can sense the focus and dedication even in those early days, long before bigger stages and international recognition. There are also behind-the-scenes shots from her recording sessions. Frida leaning over a mixing board with a producer, pointing out a specific detail in the track. Frida sitting cross-legged on the studio floor, laptop open, surrounded by cables, coffee cups, and pages of lyrics. These images show her as a true artist, deeply involved in every step of the creative process. Some of the most beautiful photos are from her travels. Frida standing on a windswept cliffside in a long coat, the sea stretching out behind her. Frida walking through a quiet European street in the early morning, camera in hand, pausing to photograph a small flower stand. Frida sitting alone in a train carriage, watching the landscape roll by with headphones on, probably listening to a new song idea. What's so striking about these photos is the mix of solitude and connection they show. You see Frida in moments of deep thought, alone with her ideas, but you also see her in moments of warmth, surrounded by people she cares about. That balance seems to be a big part of who she is, an artist who draws inspiration from both the quiet and the shared experiences of life. The untold story these images reveal is one of quiet strength and focus. Frida Sundemo has managed to build a career on her own terms, making music that feels true to herself without chasing trends. She's someone who values authenticity above all else, and that comes through in every frame of this collection. For fans who know her music but have never seen much of her life away from the songs, these photos will be a revelation. They remind you that the magic you hear in her music comes from a real person living a real life, full of small moments, big dreams, and a steady dedication to her craft. Once you've seen Frida Sundemo like this, you'll hear her music differently, and you'll understand just how much of herself she puts into it. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next Untold story we share.